And in 3, 2, 1, we are live from Caesar's Palace, where Adele is not doing a show. Welcome back to the Hashtag Vegas video podcast, Spinners and Sharks. I'm your host, Ace of Vegas, and I hope you're doing well. And today we are joined by our guest host, Vegas Education, VE.
Yep.
So what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing? Yeah, my name's Jimmy. Happy to be here.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for guest hosting tonight. Christina is just coming back from Vegas, and she is zonked. Had a huge birthday weekend, so happy birthday to Christina. Happy late birthday to Christina. That was just a couple days ago there, and she is just catching up from that too. And our man Roger's out too. Always wishing him well. Still working on a couple of things there, and hopefully we'll get him back on the show pretty soon. But it was really gracious of Jimmy to come guest host this weekend. So Jimmy, big thank you to you, pal. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
All right. And it's just struck me too. So, Jimmy, your channel, Vegas Education, is a relatively new one. So I took the liberty of putting a card together for you over here. I love this picture. I had to do this one over here. So I figured, go ahead and go ahead and tell us about yourself here. In all seriousness, so yeah, tell us about Vegas Education. What got you kind of started on the channel, what it's about, and also I'd love to hear your favorite Vegas hotel casino on the Strip too. Or actually anywhere in Vegas. It doesn't have to be on the Strip.
So I really wanted to start a YouTube channel, and I didn't know what. And it was maybe 3-4 years ago we started going to Vegas, and we're going every year, and I felt like we were either coming back from a vacation always or getting ready to go on a vacation. So it was like I was spending all my time looking up Vegas, and then like watching the channels out there. I felt like there wasn't any like what I wanted to see on Vegas. So then I was like, let me create my own and, see what I would like to see, real quick and to the point videos. And then, I procrastinated forever. I spent so much time looking up equipment, looking at this, looking at that, figuring out how I wanted to structure my videos, figuring out how video editing, and just procrastinated for like 2 years, and finally did it I launched one video like a year ago, but then I took like an entire year off. And so about 2-3 months ago, I finally got serious about it and started uploading consistently, and it's been growing pretty quick. So
yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think you're already up to, 820 subscribers as of this stream. It might be a little bit more.
822.
822. There you go. So if you guys want to get in before the first 1,000, now's your opportunity. The link to Vegas Education is in the description box down below.
Yeah, what's my favorite hotel? We always stay part of our vacation at MGM Grand because we're all about the lazy river. Love the lazy river. And then I'm all about getting out and exploring, and how many casinos are close to where we want to go. And so I like staying like the Flamingo, Link, like that type of area around the Link Promenade. And but my friends, we all argue about it, like, oh, you like to get out and walk. What's wrong with MGM? It's a long walk to everything.
It's a long walk to your room from another room. That's how bad it is. Like the place is, how many football fields did we determine it was? I did this in the stream one of these times. I can't remember what it was. Doesn't really matter.
I measured it in Google Maps, and I think it was like a quarter mile or something from like one side to the other.
Mm-hmm. So you're running a marathon every time that you go upstairs. You get ready, you come back downstairs, you realize you forgot your wallet, so you have to go all the way back upstairs, come back. That you've already walked a mile if you forget one thing. It's absurd. Love the place.
So I really like the Flamingo is I can go out and explore, and then I want to go back to the room real quick. It's right there. There's so much stuff that you can just pop in and out.
Nice. Awesome. All right. Well, actually, Jimmy and I have a good show for you today over here. Glad that he could join us for this one. Wanted to go ahead and talk a little bit about Adele today and the future of Vegas residencies. So, here we go. Here's Adele over here. This is a picture I picked. Not sure why. I don't know. I thought it was a pretty picture. What do you think?
Looks good to me.
Yep. So there we go. Good call. So this lady over here, Adele, if you guys don't know her, she's a singer-songwriter. And let's see, what's a good example? Like Rolling in the Deep. That's a good example there of her song. What else does she do? She's British.
Hello.
Oh yeah, hello, it's me. Yeah, super British song.
Yeah.
Yes,
Amazing voice.
great voice, great talent and all that. And she's actually had to not cancel a residency, but she has had to delay it. So as of gosh, I think it was 3 days ago, she was supposed to have her show start. She was supposed to have her residency start Friday. And I believe it was the 20th, she had to announce that there was going to be a delay. And actually, you know what? Who better to tell you guys why there was a delay than Adele herself? Listen up, Spinners and Sharks. Here we go.
I'm so sorry, but my show ain't ready. We've tried absolutely everything that we can to put it together in time and for it to be good enough for you, but we've been absolutely destroyed by delivery delays and COVID. Half my crew, half my team are down with COVID, they still are. And it's been impossible to finish the show. And I can't give you what I have right now. And I'm gutted.
Okay, thanks, Adele. I appreciate you coming in, making time off your busy schedule to appear on the show. Oh man, I'm reading some of these comments over here too. got my usuals in here.
Yeah,
So
super British.
Super British indeed. We got Autumn in the house. Kia Bell's coming through. My boy Pat75.
Yeah, we always see Pat on every stream.
Pat is like, I said, Pat, Martin D, Vegas Visual. They're in all of the Vegas streams ever. There's my girl Melba over there. Yes, I couldn't find more boobs for you, Melba. I'm sorry. We're working on it. Yep, there's my boy Roddy C over there, of course, too. Martin D, shouting out Vegas Education. So again, if you guys haven't subscribed to Vegas Education, don't forget, link to him in the description box down below. And Martin D's got a copy of his link too. Shout out to Martin.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, so Jimmy, since you're a guest here, I'm going to go ahead and crack open a cold one with you over here. I think we should discuss this pretty deeply here. Drinking a little bit Wild Little Thing over here. Speaking of Adele, Wild Little Thing.
Yeah, I got spice peach hard cider.
Oh, there you go. Good times. Good times. Dude, are you just in time over here? So is Ned J. Perfect timing. So, Jimmy, you get to let me go ahead and open up the floor to you first over here. Knowing what's going on with Adele. So she's saying that, she's not getting all the equipment. There are a lot of equipment delays. We know that COVID's done that. I'm having trouble getting equipment at my day job, obviously. That's been a big thing. So I understand that. I understand the staffing situation. How do you feel about this whole thing?
So I don't know. I feel like there's two sides to it, they couldn't put on the show that they wanted to put on. And, it's probably a super high production. I figure it's got to be something like, the Cirque shows, how it's like there's so much stuff that goes into these shows. And, like if you look at Katy Perry's show, she's got, like a 15-foot tall toilet that she pops out of.
Which is why, by the way, why does she need that for the record?
I'm not sure, but all this giant stuff. And it's like, people were like, why can't she just come out with a microphone and, just put on a show? And she probably wants it to be perfect, the production that she has envisioned and, wants it to be this super high production. So I don't know. I get what she wants out of she wants it to be what she envisioned, but I don't know. Couldn't the fans have gotten something?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an interesting sort of thing there. It kind of reminds me of the arguments about director's cuts, how everybody's got to have, they got the Schneider cut out now. They got the Ayer cut of the old Supermans now. Everyone's looking at this like, it's got to be the director's original vision. But, sometimes does that work? Sometimes does that work? Because, there are some instances where I'm not sure if the original vision was always the best idea. I hate to do this, but since I've got my Shogun's Shadow Trooper back here, let's talk a little bit of Star Wars, right?
We've been
Lucas,
watching Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Yep, doing some great stuff with that. But I don't know. Like sometimes George didn't have the best ideas. He had some really great ideas. I love George.
The second trio of movies.
Well, I grew up with the prequels. Honestly, I'm going to out myself a little bit. I'm 30, so I grew up with Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones. I saw literally all the Star Wars movies at the same time. They re-released the original trilogy in '96. That was the first time I got to see Star Wars. And then 3 years later, I got to see Phantom Menace. And 3 years later, it was Attack of the Clones. And 3 years later, Revenge of the Sith and all that. So it was like there was no wait in between the movies for me. These were all released at the same time as far as I was concerned in my little, 9-year-old mind at the time. That's how that was. So, as much as I love the CGI, I had a great time with that. The sand conversation, though, like, I don't like sand. Thoroughly depressed me. And I'm feeling like sometimes this is kind of the same sort of thing. Actually, Ned was talking about the rumor over here. Her equipment complaint was based on not liking the house AV equipment and insisting they built out her own AV. But the real question is, how bad could it be? I mean, it's the Caesars, it's the Caesars Coliseum. They've been doing residencies there for decades. How bad could it really be?
I think I was reading, all the different artists that were there. I think Usher was there. Super high production.
Definitely.
I think I had a list of.
We got some notes on this one. Oh, it's all good. I mean, we know there have been, you get dozens and dozens. So Usher is a good example. Who else has been a Caesars resident over there? I think Celine Dion's been there. I know she's coming back for Resorts World right now too. I mean, even her show got delayed. They were even talking about that back in October. People were, Rod Stewart's there. Keith Urban's there. Like they've got all these people. So I can't imagine they have a terrible sound system. So it can't just be that. I'm sure there's got to be a lot more.
But that's kind of what I did here, was that she was kind of being a diva about her show.
Right. Which is, there it is. There's the real reason over there. She's a size queen. Can I say that? I guess it's my show. I can say whatever I want. Bit of a size queen there. Okay. Yeah, didn't like the size of the screen. What you got to do? What you got to do there? Kind of makes you wonder, though. So, but let's go ahead and say that the COVID thing is real. So let's say that she's really struggling with staffing right now and struggling with equipment.
It could be. I mean, I'm an electrician, and getting some of the lights, we get specific lights for the customer, that they have to match the existing lights. Yeah. And some of them are like, normally we'd get them in a month, and now it's taking 6 months to get these lights.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely. I mean, we can't even get a laptop in a week anymore. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous the way to do it. So considering that, I mean, we haven't had too many shows come back too. I'm wondering if this might be part of it. So between the spikes in COVID and restrictions and getting everything back together, I can see that being part of the delays too. So I guess another follow-up question is it worth it to even try and put these shows together right now? What do you think?
I mean, they're definitely financially making some money there. Like, did you see how much her and I was looking at Katy Perry, and it was like,
oh yeah, it's supposed to be like $2-3 million a show is what it's supposed to be worth to them. So
I was doing the math on that. It seems like Resorts World must not be making anything on that.
Yeah. It was quite possible, honestly. I mean, it's probably just a draw to get people over there. Resorts World's putting out a lot of money just to get people on the property.
I think Adele was supposed to make like $650,000 per show or something.
Yeah. See, I was reading some estimates of $2 million. Like, I guess she gets like a percentage of the gross or something like that. So it's a lot of money, and it's not like it hasn't always been like that in Vegas shows. I think Elvis was making $50,000 a show in Vegas. When $50,000 a year would have been like the rough equivalent of something like $400,000 back then.
Yeah.
So, it's not like, ridiculous money. And some of these tickets were going super, super expensive. Not leaving Las Vegas, he did a little report on that earlier in the week. Some of them going up to like $35,000, and she wasn't letting them comp the show tickets or anything like that. It was some serious money. So her and Caesars were probably going back and forth. And I can see the $2 million being a real thing.
Yeah, for sure.
But that's just me. Kind of makes you think. I mean, what else? What else could possibly even factor into this over here? I mean, I'm looking at it. Actually, here's something else. Here's something else really funny about it. I did want to kind of talk about people that are affected by this. because I did see, some of
Oh
the
yeah,
Twitter,
for sure.
some of the Twitter feeds, a lot of people really upset. And my immediate thought process is, there are worse places to be than Vegas, because I figure, they're probably rain checking you for the show. They may not be taking care of you on the hotel. You probably have to make the calls in advance, like if you're getting on the plane that day. Obviously, there's a little bit of a problem. So I can see people being out a lot of money on that one there, especially if they're international travelers, where it's very difficult to. But, for me, if a show gets canceled in Vegas, I'll just take the credit, or I'll get a refund, and I'll be like, well, since I'm here in Vegas,
Exactly.
I'll just go see Blue Man. What would you do?
That's what I was thinking. Like, it's hard for me to fathom this because, like, I'm not that big of an Adele fan. I think Adele's great, but I wouldn't say she's like my absolute favorite. So if I could see, planning a trip and being like, oh, well, as long as we're going, why don't we get some Adele tickets? Mm. And then, if she gets canceled, okay, yeah, let's go see the Jabberwockies or whatever.
Right.
But I would assume there probably are people that were, living in Europe or whatever. And okay, let's go to Vegas because Adele is playing, and like, let's go just for Adele. Mm. So that'd be pretty hard.
Yeah, definitely. How many people think are just going to Vegas for a specific show right now?
I don't know. There must have been a lot though. I don't know. Like those Adele tickets were going, they sell out like immediately.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I know the emo show, the New Warped Tour. I know they're calling it something else, that like When We Were Young or something like that. But I think even the cheap seats there were like $200. So I can only imagine with a major headliner that's still performing and making albums and still hitting platinum.
Yeah, I saw her. Her latest album was #1 and like within like 3 days or something.
Like 100 different countries all over the world. So that was a whole big thing. Melba's got an interesting question over here. What about the real people affected by her cancellation, like the actual back of house workers? I'm sure there's a long list I couldn't even fathom. Well, actually, Melba, don't worry. Uncle Steve has them all taken care of over here. Let me show you something that you guys gonna get a kick out of this. Let me show you.
I haven't seen that.
Old Steve Wynn is he kind of put this together over here. Old Steve Wynn decided he's kind of taken advantage over here. I had to move us out of the way so you guys could actually see this. For the Wynn Las Vegas. Quote, we're upset too, Adele. For a limited time, we're offering Wynn guests impacted by the concert postponement a complimentary drink.
I did see that.
I'm not sure how much more tone deaf you can get, because, if you're gambling, it's a free drink anyway. So, whatever. I guess it's kind of neat if you're just heading out and you want to have a quick drink while you're there and you show them your ticket stub and you happen to be staying at the Wynn, but what is this?
I don't know. I feel like it's a nice gesture in,
like
they meant the right thing by it, but the way they worded it was not the best. Like,
let me see.
We got you covered. Don't worry. Your show is your trip is not ruined. We got you.
Let me see how much these things were on StubHub over here. These are like, oh my God. Hang on.
I think retail on them when they came out was like $400.
Yeah, right now the cheapest one I can see is $4,000 in the orchestra.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
When they came out, they were like $400, and then they sold out immediately. And then
$20
shot up from there
for your $4,000. Well, no, it's not even. It's gonna be at least $800. At least $800, because you're not going to an Adele concert by yourself. You're taking your girlfriend. You're taking your boyfriend. You're taking, I don't know, maybe if you're taking your mistress or whoever it is. I don't know. It's Vegas. Let's be real. That's what happens. So you weren't getting it comped. You had to pay real money for this. So bare minimum, you're out $1,000. Like bare minimum. And it's just, oof. I couldn't imagine.
Got a gambling granny in the house.
Oh, GG in the house. Look at that. She's got a lot to talk about.
We went to, we bought, what's his name? Brad Garrett tickets.
Oh, yeah.
And then he canceled, didn't show up. And then we just got 2 no-name comics. And that was pretty disappointing for me. It didn't like ruin our trip. So it was like those guys were funny, but
you didn't get what you paid for, right?
Yeah, we paid like I think it was like $150 a ticket or something to see no-name comics that I felt like we could have saw that show locally for $10.
Right? Yeah, at the Laugh Factory or something like that. So, well, here's a follow-up question: would you have been all right if Brad couldn't make it, but one of his friends, like if Jerry Seinfeld and Chris Rock showed up, would you have felt vindicated?
Yeah, for sure. I would have felt great. Like, I don't know. The reason we went was so we could see Brad Garrett, so we could see somebody famous.
Right.
And we saw local acts. I don't know.
Definitely. That's a tough
show. The trip wasn't ruined though. I mean, we still had a great time, but
right, you're still in Vegas, so I can't imagine what it is. So I don't know. It's just this whole rough thing, but it is nuts. It is nuts just trying to figure this out and trying to deal with like all the money over here. I'm looking at the concert sale tickets over here, and it is just bad. Oh, here the grad's got an interesting point. I feel like a lot of people go to Vegas just to see who they want to eat, even when they're not fans of Vegas itself. Notice it's a nice way to bring people in. Yeah, it could be Vegas's way of converting people. So that could be part of it.
I feel like, like a lot of people go to the Raiders Raiders games, and I feel like, they're fans of the NFL, and like, as long as I'm going to Vegas, like I want an excuse to go to Vegas. So let's go to a Raiders game.
All right.
And then they're not actually fans of the Raiders, but I don't know. Let's go to Vegas and go to a Raiders game.
Right, just kind of a thing to do. Yeah, like I'm not a Raiders fan, but if I got some cheap tickets or if I got some comp tickets, I'd absolutely go. And if it's a Giants game, I can do both. I'm good. John B in the house, is that?
But those Raiders games, they go for a lot of money. Same sort of thing.
$400 to tailgate in there. $400 to tailgate in there, Jimmy. You know that?
I haven't heard that, but who's tailgating? Who's seems like everybody's walking over there from New York or whatever.
I know, right? From Mandalay Bay. That's probably that's the reason to go to Mandalay Bay nowadays. You stay at Delano, so you can chill over there, then you walk out the back door, and then you can just be right across the highway to the stadium instead of hiking back to the Cosmo or being a sucker and staying at the M. Oh, the M Resort. It's the official resort of the Raiders. Oh, yeah, it's also like 20 miles away. So, be ready for that. It's actually only like 4 miles away, but that's not the point.
Yeah. Where is the M? I didn't even...
I think it's about 3.5 miles south of Mandalay, if I remember correctly.
Gotcha. Past South Point?
Yeah, it's past South Point for sure. Here, let me double check that. M Resort. It's how far south is it? It is nowhere close to the stadium. Yeah, it's a better part of. Oh yeah, it's way south of South Point. Yeah, it is about 4 miles. It's past Tahiti Village. I hadn't realized how far it is. The official resort of TNG, Vegas Best Ideas, Tahiti Village. Sometimes. Here, hang on. Let me see where Mandalay is. Comparatively speaking, let me get an exact number. It is 11 miles away.
Holy crap.
Why would you want to be that far away? 11 miles away. My word. I mean, there's a little bit. I mean, it's probably a little closer to 10. It's like I can see where it kind of has to go out and around on the highway and all that. But like, geez. No, even going straight up Las Vegas Boulevard, even going straight up the strip, it's 11 miles. It's ridiculous. Unbelievable. You wouldn't read about it.
Yeah. That's
DJ.
I guess that's why they have to sponsor the Raiders so they can get somebody to stay at their hotel.
Right? Because I mean, I probably wouldn't go down that way otherwise. I'd go to South Point. I wouldn't mind South Point. I like their buffet. Don't judge me.
Yeah, South Point looks cool.
Yeah. For the price of it, it's not too bad. But yeah, do you think that Wynn is kind of taking advantage of this bad situation to do the marketing? I think I saw someone earlier mention that, hey, it's actually kind of a good idea on Wynn's part just to keep people going and on property, trying to save their vacation and all that. I mean, they didn't have to do anything, in fairness. It's not their fault. I mean, she's not even performing at a Wynn property. She's at Caesars. So if anyone should be doing it, should be Caesars, really. But
Yeah, but I don't know. It wasn't anything like substantial. Like, weren't they just given like one free drink?
they're giving away one free drink, and that's with two caveats. Number one, if you're staying on property, so you have to have your room key. And caveat number two is you have to have your concert ticket. So there's that. Pat corrected me. Had a killer buffet. Touche. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. They had a killer buffet. It's probably fallen off.
Yeah, I'm missing the buffets.
You know, I went back to the one at your favorite property, actually, MGM Grand, and it was disappointing. It was disappointing. There was no seafood there. The carvery was kind of weak. It was a holiday buffet, so I was really disappointed because last year or year before last year, Bellagio's holiday buffet went there with Wonder Woman, and we just had a blast. I took all the snow crab. Someone took all the snow crab, and then the waitress was like, "Hey, they got the Alaskan King coming down here, sweetie. You just stay right there for a few more minutes, and I'll go ahead and give you a tap on the shoulder, all right?" And she came through, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm double stacking that."
They brought the Alaskan king crab out?
Oh, yeah. It was perfect timing. It was super perfect timing. Super happy about that. So that was a good time. So, yeah, MGM Buffet was disappointing, comparatively speaking.
I think MGM Buffet has always been disappointing. I've never eaten there, but I've never heard good things about it.
Yeah, it was like Mirage Buffet, only without the free beer and wine. And ironically, they moved it on over there, and it's on sometimes, it's off other times. So, we'll see.
Yeah, we had Bacchanal on our last trip. I made a video about that. It was, everybody talks about how great Bacchanal was, and it was so bad.
Oh, that's a shame. Usually they do pretty good. This is post seafood buffet transformation, right? This is post transformation.
This was what, 8 months ago?
June? Yeah, so that's post transformation. So that's reopening. Wow, what a shame. What's the $69?
Yeah, I
huh?
think that's what I said in my video. Is I think it was because it was so busy that like it was ridiculous. Like how long the wait was to get in the place, and then once you got in, like it was so crowded. Like you couldn't just walk up and grab food, and then the seafood was like inedible. It was so bad.
That's a shame. Johnny does not like he does not like Adele. The arcade in the basement of Excalibur is more enjoyable than an Adele show. Damn. Jimmy, you familiar with Johnny over here? I have a feeling you might know him. I don't know.
No, I haven't met him yet.
Oh, Tina, look at you. Tina coming through with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Tina. We're going to raise our glasses to you, my friend.
Very nice.
Good deal. Oh, we got Pat in the chat over here. Pat, hey, tell me what you think, man. What do you think of Adele having to postpone a residency? She's got shows that were scheduled out 3 months that she's not going to do right now. So people are coming in this weekend to enjoy her show, and she's just not doing it right now because she doesn't like the quality of it. How do you feel about that? I'm curious. Actually, let's open it up to the whole live chat over here. What do you guys think? Let us know in the just in the live chat here down below.
Yeah, I'm still on the she's being a diva, and that's the main reason. Like she could have put it on, but she wanted it perfect.
All right. Well, again, back to Star Wars. Sometimes less is more. I mean, Star Wars looked like it was going to be this indie cult classic there or something like that. That's what George Lucas was expecting. He figured, hey, it'd be kind of a funny, weird movie with a cult following. So we'll keep things simple. We won't make it super expensive and all that. And now it's got $6.5 billion. So sometimes it works out okay.
Yeah.
So maybe she should have gone through with it. I don't know. I think the staffing thing that was probably unavoidable. It's it's an illness. What you gonna do, right?
Yeah, we've been. I work for a large corporation, and yeah, we got people coming down with COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Every single week, there's new group of people.
Definitely. Well, let's go ahead and see what everybody says. So Pat's thinking, telling his wife about it. She's pretty bummed about it. Understandable. Hal P says it's outrageous. What a shame there. Let's see. An artist is not going to perform unless they're comfortable. Dodonna, 100%. 100% on you. You're right. You're right. Martin probably said something snarky. Yep, there it is. He said something snarky. Love it. Let's see. Let me see where the rest of it. Oh, Ned. Signs pointing this being about her attitude and far less about the current public health concerns. Fair. There's my boy Drew. Lisa and Drew. What's going on, guys? She should have canceled a lot sooner than one day before, but what you gonna do?
Pat's got a good point that, it might not just be Adele saying, wanting it perfect, that Caesars demands it perfect. And, Caesars wouldn't put up with her coming out there and just doing, a cappella or whatever. That.
You know what I mean? Doing it like Garth Brooks style, where he just shows up with he's like, give me the mic and let me recite.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That Caesars wouldn't put up with that. They demand its high production quality.
Well, here's the weird thing, though. Caesars hasn't really responded to much of anything. They don't seem too fussed about this, or El Dorado doesn't seem to care. Whatever they're calling themselves now. I know it's El Dorado running the show, but it's, they're using the Caesars name. But they haven't really said much about this. I don't think they really have they don't seem to care. They're not fussed about it. I mean, they haven't been comping tickets or anything like that, so it's not coming out of their pockets. I think with Adele, she's probably, because, the show has to pay for certain things. They have to pay their rent. They have to pay, I'm sure if they're using employees from the area and all that, they have to pay sanitation and all that. I'm sure she's probably losing some cash on this. Nevertheless, how much money she would have been bringing in, the theoretical up to $2 million, but the $600,000 per show, they're probably not paying her right now. They're probably like, oh, no show's happening. There's no reason to write you a check, girl. Get out.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to get somebody that actually is in the business and understands how all that stuff works, and how are the employees being compensated, and the production time is running longer. Are they getting paid for their time?
Right.
Or are they sitting at home?
Yeah, that could be rough too. Oh, Hal has a wonderful idea. Put her at the T-Mobile Arena, 20 shows free, and the story. Yeah, no one's going to pay for that. Come on, Hal. They ain't going to pay for that, bro. That's an MGM property. No, Caesars would rather burn the Coliseum down than send their business to MGM. Absolutely not. Oh, speaking of which, since we're talking about MGM and T-Mobile Arena, we should probably bring something up. Let's go ahead and do final thoughts on this. Jimmy, what's your final thought on this subject over here for Adele?
I don't know. It's a rough situation because, I don't know, COVID affects everything, and we're all kind of sick of COVID, but, it is what it is. Like, people are getting sick. I'm not affected by it, as in, I don't know, people my age aren't people at work get it all the time, and I haven't known anybody that's had major symptoms, but everybody, your grandma or whatever has major reactions to it, ends up in the hospital. So I don't know, it's a rough time we're living in.
Def agreed. Yeah, I think for me, I don't think it puts a major damper on anything right now. I figured Vegas shows would be the last thing to come back, and we're still so slim on a lot of things. I figured the last things to come back in Vegas would be shows, concerts, festivals, and clubs. Those would be the last things to come back, and they're all still, all those other, parts of that entertainment avenue are struggling right now too. So I'm not surprised by this. Might be wise, just go ahead and call it good. Send some money back and all that. Try back again in the summer. Try back again next spring. It'll save some people some money. The people that are out in Vegas right now, you guys probably aren't watching this right now because you're in Vegas and you should be having a hell of a time. I really hope you're out there having a hell of a time because there are other things to do in Vegas aside from Adele. That didn't come out right. Anyway, moving on. That's all I got to say about that. Yeah, actually, Jimmy, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So you said you're a sports ball fan, right? You like the sports ball?
I'm an NBA fan. I like the NFL. I would totally get into it. I love watching NFL games, but I don't know who the players are. I don't know who the teams are. So I have a hard time really getting into it, but I could see myself liking NFL if I ever spent the time, but I follow NBA.
Nice. So I'm a Nets fan personally. I've been with them since the Jason Kidd days there, obviously. So that's been a while back. They're in Brooklyn now, so it's even better. So they're back in my hometown. Who's your team?
I'm Portland, Oregon, so we're Blazers fans over here.
Trailblazers. Okay, so you guys gonna have a good time with this expansion over here because we need to talk about the theoretical Vegas Scorpions and the return of the Seattle Supersonics. Wouldn't that be great? So I'm sure you guys already know that the NBA has been targeting certain cities for expansion teams. And very much like the NHL, the NBA has considered Las Vegas. Now, obviously, we know that the Knights, they've come together with a lot of fanfare. They've done a lot with an expansion team. They've found a lot of talent really quickly, built a hell of a fan base, built just a hell of a team, and did a lot of great things for the city in that regard, right? So, good stuff. I mean, where do they play? T-Mobile Arena, I think, right?
Yeah.
So you figure that's exactly where they'd be putting these theoretical new Vegas players, obviously, because I think the Aces play at T-Mobile too, right? The women's team.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one.
I'm pretty sure here. Let me double check that real fast over here. But in the meantime, while I'm checking that, Las Vegas Aces home arena. So while I'm checking that, it's the Michelob Ultra Arena. Odd. Why?
Where's that at?
That
I don't even think I've ever heard of that one.
well, it's in Paradise, so it's technically, in what we
Got to be
consider
around the strip somewhere.
It's around. It's it's across from Allegiant Stadium. Yeah, it's okay. It's just south of Mandalay. It's a block off of Mandalay. I can't believe I've never been. I'm gonna have to go to an Aces game one of these days. I need to. I think I own the team probably because Aces. That's the joke. That's the joke, guys. Anyway, though, that's what I'm getting off topic over here. So you figure that's where they probably put an NBA team, right? They put him in the Michelob Ultra Arena, or maybe they put him at the T-Mobile Arena again on the Strip. It's a good.
I kind of figured they'd build a new one if they brought an NBA team in.
Well, funny story about that. Check this out. You know what that is? And I just learned about this over here.
Where is that? Is that behind City Center?
That might very well. Oh, no, actually, it's going to be a little farther off. This is the All Net Resort in Sports Arena over here. You wouldn't believe it. It's like right off of Karen Boulevard. I wish I was making up that name. It's not a fake name.
Karen, not McCarran.
Just regular Karen. Just regular Karen Boulevard. I'm not making it up, mate. I promise I'm not. You wouldn't read about it. You really wouldn't. But it's gonna be like right off of here. Let me go ahead and bring up the spot over here because it's theoretically gonna be in Winchester, Nevada. So it's still in Clark County. I don't think they have the exact address yet, but it's gonna be right off of Karen Avenue. I'm zooming in on it. It actually is gonna be off of not Sammy Davis Jr., but it's gonna be south of Sahara. Oh my God, they do want to put it on the Strip. Oh my God, wow. Oh,
I figured it would have to be on the Strip.
You know where it's going to be actually? Theoretically, it's going to be just south of Sahara.
Okay.
Can you believe that? Would you believe it?
That would make sense. Yeah, the monorail would connect everything, but I've heard the monorail's going away.
Hold on, though. Those coordinates don't look right, though. Because I would put Circus just south of there. That would also mean Hilton Grand Boulevards. Yeah, dude, that's going to be like south of... That's just going to be a hair south of Sahara. That is so weird. I'm not sure how I feel about that. That's kind of weird. That's crazy.
It seems like a good spot.
There's our boys, Adepsy. Shout outs to Pat. Appreciate it. Also, subscribe to World Cinematics if you guys haven't already. Just putting that out there. Yes, Hermes Cat knows regular canon, 100%. But yeah, so that's where they're going to put it. It's the All Net Resort and Arena. And what it's going to be is in addition to being the basketball arena, it's actually also going to have a hotel resort attached to it. Would you believe that?
That would all make sense. Yeah, is this like official, or is this
They actually,
like, how far along is this thing? I know a lot of people propose a lot of different things.
well, the schedule was, it was supposed to start October 2021. I'm not sure if they did this. The Clark County Building Commission did approve it back in April of 2021. So I'm not sure if they're doing this or not, but they've estimated it's going to be the better part of $4 billion to put the whole thing together. And they're theoretically going to be breaking ground sometime this year. But I haven't heard anything about it since last summer. There hasn't been anything about this since last summer.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be delayed through COVID because they would have known about COVID already.
Right. No, they've been planning this for a very long time. I think the project's been around since before the T-Mobile Arena was going to be a thing and before they were thinking about doing the expansion. But the way it lines up, it's going to be such a weird thing. So it's going to be a full hotel. There's no casino attached to this thing. It's going to have a theater in there. It's also going to have a movie theater and $400,000 of retail space and you're not going to believe this, again, a grocery store. It sounds like it sounds like, so it's going to be its own little city center or something like that. It's pretty wild. It sounds like something that Magic Johnson would do. Like, how Magic Johnson just bought one of everything and Shaq just bought one of everything. Shaq's got a chicken spot. Magic Johnson had those dollar theaters and all that. They were just trying to find things to do with their money.
I mean, MGM's got Target attached to it, so I guess it's not that bizarre.
Yeah, you're right. Oh, you want to make it worse? Guess what? Guess who owns this thing?
Who's that?
Jackie Robinson, but not the one you're thinking of.
Okay.
So you probably haven't heard of this Jackie Robinson. So obviously, Jackie Robinson, the baseball player, right? Everybody knows about Jackie Robinson. So first black baseball player. Well, first black professional baseball player in the MLB. This guy was a different Jackie Robinson. I think he played with the Bulls for a while back in the 80s. I think he had a year with them. I guess he wasn't very good. He was no Michael Jordan. Obviously, he wasn't part of the Dream Team or anything like that. So whatever.
Was he even a rotational player?
Yeah, he might have been there. He might have been there. Who knows? It's pretty crazy. No, different Jackie Robinson. You wouldn't believe it. I told you, man. You wouldn't have believed it.
But he must have done well after the NBA.
I'm guessing. Oh, I don't think he has $4 billion. I don't think he has $4 billion. So it's a weird thing. I don't know. But that's theoretically where it would have ended up and all that. And I'm just wondering, like, what are they going to do with this? Like, what do you think of this whole project over here? So first off, obviously, do you think Las Vegas needs an NBA team?
I think Las Vegas would love to have an NBA team. I think it would be successful. I just don't know if the NBA is ready to have an expansion. I know they're tossing it around. And if they did have an expansion, I think it would definitely go to Las Vegas. But one thing I was reading was that the owners, they would have to split all their money. That would water down the pool by, 1/30 of their money would, now go to another person.
Oh, just by working with the casinos, do you think? Or is that?
No, just because there's 30 teams right now. And if you make it 31,
then
everybody has to take a little cut and give it to that team. So
you figured you'd be making some more money though doing that, because you'd be selling more tickets, you'd be selling more merchandise.
It's the TV deals though.
There it is.
That's where the main part of the NBA's money comes from, the TV deals.
Oh, here's some interesting information from Vegas Visual. Isn't Resorts World looking at building an NBA arena? I hadn't really read into that. I mean, I know they keep, they've always had ambitious plans. I remember at one point they wanted pandas in the hotel because, that was a thing for a while for some reason. Not making that up, by the way, guys. You can actually do the research on that. PETA got really mad about it, but by the time PETA got out there and started doing their letter writing campaign, they'd given up on it. So it's a fascinating read, really. But yeah, I guess I wouldn't be surprised you know? So yeah, I mean, I guess the real question is, is it a good idea to have an arena directly attached to a casino hotel property? That's
That would
another
be
good question.
interesting.
I mean, I guess you
think,
wouldn't have. Oh yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I think any of the casinos would love to have that. And I feel like everybody's proposing so many different things. I see so many rumors flying about, they're going to build this and they're going to build that. And I feel like only a percentage of it actually comes to life. I don't know. It's interesting to see like which one is going to be the one that comes through. Cause I feel eventually one of them is going to get an NBA team. Like Las Vegas is eventually going to get an NBA team. Where that stadium goes and who gets it, I'm not sure.
I don't see why they wouldn't just use T-Mobile Arena. Now, again, obviously, everyone thinks I have a slant towards M Life and all that just because I do the My Vegas. I don't work there. I cannot stress enough that I don't work there. People that work with me know that I don't work there because I keep telling them as soon as they offer me a sponsorship, I'm going to leave. But that's aside from the point. Jokes aside, though, I don't see why they wouldn't do that. I mean, the Knights already play there. So you figure. And then it's right at the Park MGM. All the athletes play there because it's smoke free. So it's right there. Why wouldn't you just put the basketball team right there on the strip? It's a little more south. It's still pretty centralized. So you're going to have the right traffic there. Unless they're trying to drive traffic to different parts of the strip, it doesn't make sense to me to just put up different arenas everywhere.
There's a lot of requirements for what the stadium has to have and, how many seats it has to have, what the sound system has to do. It'd be, I don't know that T-Mobile, does it meet all of the requirements?
I mean, that I couldn't tell you offhandedly. Now I know because I live in Denver here, and I know that Pepsi Center, we have the Nuggets games there. So, the Nuggets play there. And then we also have the Avalanche play there too. And I think we have some other third thing that happens there. Like we have concerts and nonsense like that. And I feel like I think we had our arena football team playing there for a while. Not sure what happened to them, but that was the thing that was going for a while. And I cannot remember for the life of me who else plays there. My fellow Coloradans, my fellow Denverites, if you guys want to let me know in the comment section down below if you guys remember who else plays at the Pepsi Center, let me know. But I can see it being pretty handy there. So I don't know. It's pretty wild.
The other thing that'd be interesting would be like, would T-Mobile Arena even want them? Because maybe it's already lucrative just to have the concerts and everything and all the stuff that already happens there. Could they, have enough capacity to like with the time to be able to, take on an 82 game season?
I mean, why wouldn't? I mean, if they had the opportunity though, why wouldn't they? I mean, why leave the money on the table?
I would think they would want it, but
I think they'd want it.
I don't know. Stuff gets real complicated.
Well, I guess here's the question. Do you think that these places make more money do they make more money on sporting events or do they make more money on concerts? Like, is it better to have Justin Timberlake there or LeBron James?
Yeah, that I don't know.
Yeah. So that's the real question there. Like, do you want?
I feel like the big problem would just be like the requirements for a new stadium that, if we're going to build an expansion team, that we want the latest and greatest, most up-to-date, biggest and baddest stadium that's ever been built. And, when was T-Mobile Arena built?
Oh gosh, that was when it was what was it? 2016. That's when Park MGM went up. Or at least that's when they started it up. I think they wrapped it up around 2018, but yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that old. It's not old at all.
No, not at all. So I'd imagine it's up to code. And Pepsi Center is older than that. They were doing that. Hell, back in the NYC at Madison Square Garden. You're doing Rangers games there. You're doing Knicks games there. Nets games.
Yeah,
too, come to think of it.
But my point is, like, if you brought an expansion team to New York, they're probably not going to play it at Madison Square Garden. They're going to want some new latest and greatest.
Oh no, they don't want to put it in New York. There's no. Where would they even put it? they'd have to put it upstate. They're not doing that. They're not putting a team upstate. They put them in Jersey. That's what would happen. They'd end up in Jersey.
Yeah, it seems to be what they do. You know, they get rid of the Hornets and then they bring in a new Hornets. And then they send the Sonics over to Oklahoma City, and then they're
trying to bring it back, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. What do you think of that name there? I don't think it's a real name. I think it was just kind of an idea that somebody put out there. I thought it was pretty neat. So the Las Vegas.
What, the Scorpions?
Yeah. What do you think of that?
Sounds all right. I kind of like when they're an actual like animal or something. I don't like when it's like
scorpions are animals, though. Come on now.
That's what I mean. I think that's all right. It's better than like the I don't know, the storms or something where it's like
thunder.
How does the mascot dress up as the storm?
Oh well, you know they put on the X-Men uniform, dye their hair white, and then they're shooting lightning out of their hands.
Yeah.
Oh dang it! Pennies for Vegas snuck in. Shots. All right. Pennies, I got you. Hold up. I will be right back, bro. In the meantime, Jimmy, you want to go ahead and run the stream over here? I think we should probably open it up to comments soon, but I think you should talk to people about. Oh, I don't know. Like, so what arena you think they should be in? I'll be right back. I'm gonna grab a shot, but you go ahead and let them know what arena you think would be best for the theoretical Scorpions.
Let's see the comments. I can't think of anywhere that has both an NHL and NBA team that both teams playing in the same building. Yeah, I don't know enough about NHL. That's a good point. It's the same home of the UFC. That's something I don't even think about. You know, the UFC, the fights.
There we go. Okay. So you're thinking, because I know people were saying, I think it's probably play at the Aces Arena. Did you say the Aces Arena too, or which one did you pick?
No, I was just reading the comments. The Dun man, the talking about the UFC fights. That's something I don't even think about. That you know, they get those fights going. They draw big crowds too.
Oh yeah, definitely. Everyone's always in there for the fights there. No, not this week, Martin. Yeah, that's I'll tell you. I do kind of like the idea of building a hotel around there. I think that Allegiant missed the mark in not including a hotel resort and maybe even a small casino in with the arena plans there.
Have you seen the hotel plans for? It was like a planetarium type theme with like a moon.
Yes, I did remember seeing that. And people keep conflating it with the MSG Sphere, the Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, they look really similar from the models.
Both of so it's a question of who can build the Death Star fastest. Really, let's call it what it is, right? But yeah, I think they were calling it like the Moon Vegas or the Moon Las Vegas or something like that.
I don't know how far that's gotten, whether it's just a proposed thing or if it's actually like in the works of, you know, coming to life. Some of these things I won't believe it until they break ground.
For sure. Yeah, hopefully they get it rolling there. Let's see. See, Spidey saying, yeah, the Pistons play out of the same arena. I think they could play out of T-Mobile. I don't see any reason they couldn't play out of T-Mobile. There's no reason to build a new stadium. There's no reason to do it. Best sports book. I mean, I don't play sports books aside from Circa, because that's probably the only other place I'd play. Maybe Westgate. They got the biggest one, Westgate.
I've been thinking about trying that online.
Yeah, I'd probably say Westgate if you're looking for something big. I don't mind going to the to the Caesars one, so they have in the link and at the Cromwell if I just want to chill and all that. They're a little bit more generous with the drinks. MGM's pretty stingy, but those would probably be the first ones I'd go to. That's a good question. since we're talking about the teams over here, since NBA is thinking about moving to Vegas, Jimmy, would you move to Vegas?
I would really like to move to Vegas. I love the heat. And the one thing that's held me up is like I used to think I wanted to move to like either Phoenix or Vegas. And then like when I go to Vegas, you know, I'm going in the hotels, I'm going to the pool, I'm going to you know, the mall, I'm doing all kinds of fun things out in the air conditioning, and then like thinking, oh, if I move there, I have to work in that heat, in crawling in you know, attics and stuff, and working in buildings that don't have air conditioning running yet.
Yeah, see, that's the trick, is trying to live through it. See, I don't think I'd enjoy. You know, it's my vacation spot. It's my happy place. I like to be out there, not worry about things. So if I lived out there, I'd have to worry about things, and I'm not sure if I'm feeling that.
Yeah, the other thing I think, you know, thinking down the road, you know, if this channel ever got big enough that, you know, we decided we should move to Vegas, I feel like that would ruin the channel.
You know, honestly, I was talking to Wonder Woman about the same thing, and she's just like, she wasn't feeling it either. She's like, no, we're not going. I'll visit you if you move out there. She will let me go, but she will not come with me.
I feel like that'd be a good problem to have, but
no, we need Wonder Woman. She's the best producer. You know, yeah, my in-laws would kill me. They couldn't snatch up my daughter, take her to Vegas. Wouldn't work. My parents would kill me. Got to keep it centralized.
So what'd you say? You're 30?
Yep, just about. Actually, coming up on 32 in a couple of months here. So that's when we're going to the Kino wedding. Shout out to Kino Kid, by the way, if you're still watching out there. I saw him earlier. So we're doing a little joint pre-wedding pre-game over there. Hopefully at a place. I'm not sure what place yet. There are a couple places I'd like to go to. I don't know. But it'll be a good time. And then we're looking forward to the Kino wedding as well. So yeah, definitely got to look more into this all-net resort, though. It's looking pretty wild. Like, I don't know. The plans have changed so many times. It looks like it's got the same problem that Echelon Place had, that Fontainebleau or the Drew or the Big Blue Eye Store or whatever the hell we're calling it this week.
It sounds like it's actually back on track.
Right. So, you know. Yep, there it is. Pop-up knows what it is. But no, it's been pretty wild, honestly. I've been it sounds like it might be getting there, who knows. But
with the Fontainebleau?
Yeah, with the Fontainebleau, and maybe even this thing over here. If the Fontainebleau actually opens, I will believe that all net will open. But, you know, that's what it's going to take.
I have heard that there's actually like boots on the ground coming for Fontainebleau.
Yeah, there were boots on the ground, and hang on, let me get the calendar up.
I thought it was March.
Well, there were boots on the ground in 2021, and then in 2020, and then 2017, and then 2015, and 2013, and 1967, and that weird time in the 90s. But what do I know? Little things like that. Oh, man. Okay, we're at the top of the hour over here. We'll probably wrap it up. Jimmy, any final thoughts on this whole all-net resort and arena thing? Do you think it's time for Vegas to get their NBA expansion team? And does the arena need to be new with the city? What do you think? With a city, with a hotel, you know what I mean?
I definitely think an expansion team is coming to Vegas. I think people are getting a little ahead of themselves with, you know, saying that it's definitely coming. You know, they've heard rumors. You know, I've heard, you know, the owner of this resort says it's definitely coming. The owners of the resorts are, you know, they definitely want them to come, but
yeah,
are they? How far along are they? And I feel like the NBA is not going to let a team come until COVID is over.
I feel you. Yeah, for me, I definitely think that, you know, with the success of the of the Knights and the success of the Raiders in Vegas, there's no reason not to have an NBA team. I don't think they need this all-net resort. I think it'd be kind of a cool thing. Even without a casino, I think it'd be kind of a dope thing. But I don't think it needs to exist. I think they just need to either pick Michelob Ultra and, put the boys there with the girls, or they need to, like finish patching up whatever's, whatever they got to do with the T-Mobile Arena, and just put the boys there and then call it good. So on that note, I'm taking a shot with Pat 75 over here. That's the end of that.
Pat's the best.
Yeah, he's a great guy. I got to hang out with him on Vegas. Actually, he was on stream with me last time we were in Vegas, so that was pretty awesome. Great guy.
Yeah, thanks, Martin.
Yeah, mad shout out to Martin over here. And also mad shout out to Jimmy from Vegas Education. Thank you so much for joining us for today's stream.
Yeah, I'm just getting used to these live streams. I feel like I'm so bad on camera.
You're doing great. I think you had a great time. Guys, didn't Jimmy do a good job? Go ahead and sound off in the comment section or the live chat over here. Let Jimmy know how good a job he did over here. I think you kept up. You had talking points. You had notes. You're doing great. You were more prepared than I was, and I'm hosting the show, so there you go.
I feel like I can hide a lot with the editing, and I'm getting used to that, being on camera, but these live streams are all new to me.
Hey, doing great. You got support from Pat. You got support. Oh, actually, you got support from both Pats and Hal and Kia in here too. You doing good, buddy. You're doing great. So thanks again for joining us on the show. And I think we're about ready for outros here. So Jimmy, since you're the guest star today, let's go ahead and have you do your outro first.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still not official yet.
I don't even know what to say. I don't know. Thanks for having me, though. I really appreciate it. I wasn't expecting you to actually say yes when I, would you ever want to live stream together? That it actually caught me off guard.
Oh, no, man. I figure you know your stuff. You do some good work. It was an honor. Thanks for jumping on.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
No worries. Well, on that bombshell, I guess I'll definitely say it's Ace of Vegas. We're signing out, and I'm wishing you strong hands. And of course, well, happy spending you guys. Good night, everybody. Another big thanks to Jimmy for coming through, and you guys have a great rest of the week, and we'll see you maybe at T-Mobile Arena.